Okay, you guys, you wanted to see me go in an ice bath. I've been posting about that. I did a post earlier today all about the benefits of cold thermogenesis, being in an ice bath. So afterwards, I had several people say, hey, can you go live and show us you being in that bathtub? Because we don't really believe that you're getting in an ice bath and staying in there for an hour, which I have for the last 3 days in a row. This is literally my favorite biohack. Hello, peace, love, happy RN. Appreciate you guys being here. So yes, I am in my bathroom. I'm still waiting on my Morozco Forge, which is the ice bath that I ordered many moons ago. It still has not arrived. I think I heard that it should be arriving by the end of the month. So in the meantime, Jimmy has had to buy bags of ice. So that's a 20-pound bag of ice from Sam's Club, about $3. And then there is the water. I already put some water in the tub, so that's nice and cold. It's been in there pretty much since this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and step into the cold water, and it's cold. Not as cold as the ice will be here in a minute, but it's cold. Hello, Sharon. Thank you for being here. Hello, everyone. So yes, I am being cray-cray, and I am stepping into an ice bath, and I'm going to show you what it looks like, in a way. So let's see what it looks like for me. Other people, just with this cold water, might actually freak out a little bit. But, I mean, it's cold water when you first get in, and because I'm in a 4-foot tub and I'm 6'3", my whole body cannot fit in there. I'm going to have to knock some of the water out. I put a little too much. I try to gauge how much water to put in there. I never get it right. First day I got in here, I got in and it just like put water all on the floor. That was not good. But yes, if you're just joining us, I am in my bathtub full of cold water. And I have a 20-pound bag of ice. It's got my name written all over it to do an ice bath here. I'm just draining a little bit of the water just to make sure I can facilitate this 20-pound bath. I think I got it down low enough now. But what I've done, and I will show you here, is I have submerged, my legs are submerged underneath the water. And so that's the easy part. I can get my legs under the water. It's getting my upper body back above the water right now. It's getting my upper body to get below that cold water. So right now I'm just in cold water, probably in the 60s, 50s, 60s as far as temperature. Somebody earlier said, oh, I'll just go to a natural spring. It's 68 degrees year round. And 68 is good because it's better than nothing. But really, to get the benefits of cold thermogenesis, you have to get it below 58 degrees. And so right now, I'm probably right around that temperature. But I'm about to step it up, you guys, because Big Boy has the bag of ice. Sharon, I actually mowed my grass in the backyard for my first walk today. So before I got to this ice bath, I have already mowed my backyard grass, and it's a push mower that does not have any help to push it. So I'm going to count that as my 60-minute walk because it was intense 60 minutes. Sweated a lot, and then I immediately went into a 148-degree infrared sauna for about 15 minutes. I did cool down a little bit and got some more electrolytes, and now I am in the bathtub getting ready to dump this bad boy. And I used to break up the ice and put it in that way. No, I just put the whole block in now. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it in the water. And then I'll turn around and show you what I do. This is what I do as my little way of doing it. This is very hard with one hand, so I'm going to try my best to but just basically rip it open. It's one solid block of ice, so it should just pop right out once I get the bag open enough. All right, so then stick it in there. Shaky doodle. Hello, mama. The cat's out of the bag. There's a lot of expressions I could use for that. But now This is now, and you can immediately feel it getting a lot colder. And people kind of go, well, wait a minute. What is that doing? All this ice? Like, really? You want to be in an ice bath? And as crazy as it sounds, this right here is going to do a whole lot of good. Well, number one, I'm still having the back pain, which, by the way, I did go back to the chiropractor today for the second day in a row. Yesterday, they cut my pain in half. And then today when I went, I wasn't limping today. Today I went in there and it didn't hurt near like it did yesterday. And I'm about 80% better from 2 days ago. So that's pretty good. All right. So I'm in here and this ice bath actually helps with that low back. So I'm starting to feel it back there. And yeah, like this is what you do. Now, I'm going to slide down here in a minute, but right now I'm letting my legs acclimate to it. I've been doing a lot of walking with the 2 walks a day in this challenge. Thank you, Dale. And so with all the walking, if I'm being honest, my legs have been sore. And specifically my ankles have been sore. And I know it's because I carry around a lot of weight. I'm working on that. That's what this challenge is about. And so I think keeping them under the ice water for a little while is a great idea. I usually stay here for maybe about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I slide down so that my upper body can get below the water. Now, there's certain parts I just can't get below. It's a 4-foot tub, and I'm 6'3" tall. So you do the math. It's kind of hard. I do have this tank on order called the Morozco Forge. I ordered it almost 7 weeks ago now. And basically it's made for ice baths. And it's something you just plug in. Mike Mutzel, Metabolic Mike, here on Instagram told me about it. And you just plug it in. I think I read on the instructions online that you leave it plugged in for like 1 to 2 days. And it can get as low as 33 degrees. Now that's going to be intense. This right here with the ice, once that ice is almost all the way melted, which it almost is now, it's probably low 40s as far as the water temperature. And it's pretty cold, you guys. It's really icy cold. And so the Morozco Forge will let you control what the temperature is, and it gets down to as low as 33 degrees. So once that arrives, I will stop doing the buying ice and dumping it in my bathtub. But the cool thing is I'll be able to go completely my whole body beneath the water because it's a 6-foot tank that I purchased. And so the 6 foot for my 6'3", perfect. And I'll be able to scrouch down a little bit and get literally submerged if I want to. So I love this biohack. As I wrote in my post today, I know a lot of people, they don't like cold. And of course they judge it. Think about it this way. When you first started on the keto diet, did you love it the first few days? I'm going to venture to guess no. I'm going to venture to guess you were irritable, you had like the keto flu symptoms and all the things. And so if you judged keto based on like the first few days, you probably wouldn't do it. And so same thing with an ice bath. If you judge it based on what you feel like when you first get into the water, you're not going to stick with it. And that's what a lot of people have been saying. Well, I've tried an ice bath. I was in 6 seconds and it was too much for me to bear. I'm like, 6 seconds, hold my beer. Stay in about 30 to 60 seconds. So I'm very acclimated now with my legs underneath the water. I am going to slide down on camera here in a minute. Kira says, I loved keto from day one. Am I a weirdo? Well, some people do because you had a bigger picture in mind and you were motivated. But I'm thinking about, Kira, those people who are kind of half-assing it. Oh, well, show me what to do. And it's just a little bit out of their comfort zone. And that's who I'm talking about. How do you start the cold showers? Do you just go straight in? Well, Sharon, if you've never done it before, this is a great question, by the way. If you've never done it before, start with lukewarm water in terms of like when you're in the shower. At the end of your shower, just start it at lukewarm, get acclimated to that, and then just incrementally lower it. Look, I do cold showers at the end of all of my showers, in addition to doing the ice bath. And yeah, now, because I've become so acclimated to ice baths, Sharon, it's nothing to do full on cold. In fact, you guys won't see this part, but when I'm done with this ice bath, I will take a shower in the complete cold all the way down. In fact, I'll show you the position. It's all the way down right now on the coldest position. And all I do is pop that on and pull up the shower, and I'm going to be taking a shower in the absolute coldest temperature possible. Kara, thank you for buying a badge. And you guys, if you want to support my work, there is a nice little thing down there. You can buy a badge and help support people on Instagram. DeMarco says, I would get upset stomach after eating. Body wasn't adapted to high fat. Yes, so you have to adapt yourself. Thank you, DeMarco. Same way that you have to adapt yourself to eating maybe more fat in your diet than you're used to and less carbohydrate when you start keto. Same thing with ice baths. Don't try to jump into a bathtub full of cold water, then dump a 20-pound bag of ice in there like I just did, and think it's not going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be incredibly uncomfortable. Now, it was very uncomfortable when I first got in, but it quickly dissipates. Now, when I slide down here in a minute and I get my upper torso under the water, and especially my stomach and all of that, that I'm trying to mobilize some of the brown fat, this is what the ice baths do. And so I wanted to show you guys, because people are like, how do you tolerate it in there? Do I sound like I'm uncomfortable at all? I hope I sound exactly the same. Now, when I slide down in a minute, I will start to shiver a little bit. So don't be alarmed by that. That's natural. You're going to shiver. That's the body's response to you making it colder. And shivering actually does some good things metabolically for you on the inside. So you guys ready to see me slide my big upper torso down into the water, because my legs are very well acclimated. So here's the funny part. If you had a camera on the ceiling up there looking down, I would have to throw my legs straight up in the air to get my body down under the water. So that would be funny to see, but no, nobody's going to see that. I promise you, when I get into the Morozco Forge, once it arrives, I'm going to definitely show you guys that. It's cool. Sharon says, go, go, go. DeMarco says it's about controlling your breathing. Yes, breathing does help. And some people have said, oh, are you doing the Wim Hof breathing while you're in there? And I know it's popular when you're in cold thermogenesis to be doing the Wim Hof. So those of you unaware of what Wim Hof is, go look it up, WIMHOF. It's this guy that came up with this breathing technique. I'm going to try to do it for you guys. And the purpose of it is to oxygenate your cells. And you can get a little dizzy when you do that, because you're suddenly giving your body a lot of, got that second wind of oxygen that just kind of, but it oxygenates your cells, and it helps you perceive pain a little better. So if you're freezing from the water, or the cold water, Wim Hof can actually take your mind off of it somewhat as well. Now, my legs, you guys, have been under the water right about 8 or 9 minutes. I haven't really paid much attention, but for a little while. And my legs are actually hot now. And so once you get adapted and you get below the water, it's no longer freezing water. It's now warm, not the water, but your legs. And what's happening there is your body is adapting to the cold. So the body's very sophisticated to try to keep you at 98.7 degrees, whatever your normal is. And if you're in an ice bath, it's immediately going to send heat to the area that's cold, because it's trying to keep your body temperature stable. Now, I've been doing this ice bath, by the way, a lot towards bedtime. In fact, last night, I did it, what was it, an hour and a half before bedtime. And so by the time I went to bed, I was ready to sleep. And then in my sleep, if you go look at my sleep data on my Instagram stories, I had over 3 hours of deep sleep. And that's the ice bath. And here's the other thing. The Oura Ring is what I'm using to check that. The Oura Ring also showed my body temperature. Check this out, you guys. My body temperature dropped 1.6 degrees. Now that's a major drop. Usually it drops maybe zero point 0.3, or it might go up a little bit, 0.2. On a decent night of sleep, it could be 0.9. It was way up there last night, 1.6. And so that contributes to why the deep sleep was so good. So yeah. All right. So the time has come. If you just joined us, I am in my bathroom. Yes, it's kind of weird being live in my bathtub, but I'm in my bathtub and I am doing some cold thermogenesis for an ice bath. This is part of my Stay-Batical to 50 that I've been doing. And so a lot of people wanted to see me in the ice bath to see, okay, what's the big deal? How are you staying in there so long? So I've been in here maybe 10-ish minutes with primarily my legs submerged beneath the water. Well, now I'm about to slide down, which means my legs in my 4-foot tub are going to have to go straight up in the air. And I'm going to try to submerge the upper body. Now, remember, you're supposed to shiver. It's okay to shiver. And I probably will have chattering teeth and shiver. It's all normal, you guys. All right, so here we go. I'm going to try to slowly work my way, because one time I went really fast and the water, half of it sloshed all out on my bathroom floor. So I'm going to slowly kind of wiggle down. And yes, it's already getting cold. Okay, yep, it's cold. All right, legs up in the air. I'm under the water now. I cannot wait until I get the Morozco Forge, though, because I'll be able to submerge immediately my whole body all at the same time. Yeah, I'm starting to stutter a little bit because it is quite cold. But see, this is good because if your upper body is dealing with any kind of inflammation, it's going to calm that down. And by the way, my back pain when I first got into the tub was pretty intense. I'm still healing from that. But now that I'm in the ice water, I don't feel the back pain. So it does numb it up pretty good. But yeah, I mean, other than a little bit chilly and a little bit shivering, which again is natural, this is not bad. And actually, now that I'm in here, I'm going to wiggle a little bit more down. Okay. Now that I'm in here, it's actually pretty comfortable. Keep in mind, I mowed my grass for an hour, and while it's not super hot outside, I think it's like in the upper 70s, low 80s right now. And then I went into an infrared sauna for 15 minutes. I was pretty hot from those things, and so this actually feels really good. Do you submerge the head as well, says Lady Lixel. I can, and I probably will here in a minute. I'm still just getting acclimated. When my upper body gets acclimated, I will certainly show you guys going underneath the water. But so what I do is I stay in here as long as I can tolerate it, which, by the way, is forever. I love the cold water. I know not everybody does, but I stay in here. And then when I'm done, I actually take a cold shower to warm up. How cool is that? So I turned on the coldest setting on the shower, and I take a shower with the cold water. But it helps me warm up, because remember, the shower temperature is probably in the like upper 50s, low 60s. So after being in this like 40 something degree water, it's actually cool. Kira says, I think when you get that ice bath thing and jump into it, it will be a full body shock for maximum environmental hormesis without any acclimation. Yes, I'm looking forward to it, Kira. The first time I go in that bad boy, which again is called a Morozco Forge. They're not a sponsor or anything. Mike Mutzel, Metabolic Mike, told me about that company. And it weren't cheap either. Those things are thousands of dollars. But it's really nice. They hand make it, so that's what's taking so long. They told me they're still hand making it. It's got a nice little like wood panel on the outside. I'm going to stick it on my back porch over at the other building. And yeah, you just plug it in. There's no need to buy ice. You plug it in and it's good to go once it reaches the temperature you desire. So I will definitely look forward to having that, because this 4-foot tub with my 6'3" body is for the birds. So, all right, who wants to see me submerged beneath the water? You're gluttons for seeing me get punished, but who wants to see that? Let's go. The bad thing is, because I have to do this angle, it kind of bends my neck a little bit, so it's a little bit hard. Nobody wants to see me go below the water? Really? You guys, y'all are funny. But yes, I am doing cold thermogenesis ice bath. I put a 20-pound bag of ice in this cold water. So I filled up the bathtub with as much water without it spilling over. And then I did a 20-pound bag of ice in here. So I am in here now about 15 minutes. I started with the legs and now I've slowly pushed myself down. Looks like Lady Lixel and Sharon are like, go. If I get one more, I will go below the water. How's that for coaxing you guys? But yeah, and I usually have stayed in here the last 3 days for 60 minutes. And so 60 minutes sounds like a long time, but actually I could stay in longer. I love the ice bath. All right, so let's do, and then Stacy on the fast run said, do it. All right, so here we go, you guys. I am going to have to wiggle my way down because it's not natural. All right, here we go. All right, Sabrina, I see ya. Woo! That makes your hair look funny, doesn't it? Man, you guys don't realize the invigoration that comes from doing that. This is so invigorating, and it's just ice water. Like, how do people think that things are just not normal because they're not used to doing them? And think about fasting, for example, which, by the way, I am 23 and a half hours fasted right now. The other day I had to end my fast at like 23 hours, 15 minutes. But today I'm doing okay at 23 and a half hours and no hunger. I'm doing pretty well, even with doing all these biohacks. Now I've done the vibration plate, I've done the sauna, I've done the first 60-minute exercise walk, I'm doing the ice bath. Now I still have 10 minutes or more of grounding my feet in the ground in the sunshine out back. I still have a meditation session, which has usually been about 10 to 15 minutes. I still have the red light therapy to do, and then my second walk. So all of that is still on the docket for today for me to do. And so maybe as I'm doing some of those other things, I might get hungry. So if I get hungry, I'm going to go ahead and eat. I've already made the decision that if at any point on the fasting days I choose to break it, it's okay. But my goal is definitely try to have at least like 18 to 20 hours of fasting. So on the 2 fasting days so far, I've done exactly that. It was 23 and a half or 23 hours and 15 minutes the other day. Today it looks like I am going to be able to get over 24 hours before I eat. But I'm learning through this. I'm adjusting as well. With the low back pain, I've had to adjust my workout schedule. I wanted to flip a tire, But the chiropractor said, yeah, you're not flipping that tire anytime soon. Which, by the way, I'm also going to keep on that chiropractor all throughout the 100-day challenge, just to make sure everything stays in alignment. She did mention today that all the walking I'm doing is also probably contributing to it getting out of alignment. So me going back frequently with 2 60-minute walks a day is going to be a good idea. Like, look, we always take care of our cars when, like, there's a front end alignment issue and you start to see tire tread starting to get, away. Why don't we do the same with our bodies? Why don't we do alignments when we need them for our bodies? We should. And so, all right, so I am very acclimated now to the ice bath. Been in here now about 20 minutes, right about 5 minutes with my upper torso underneath the water. And I'm very comfortable. Like, this is not uncomfortable at all. I shivered a little bit when I first went down below the water. And when I submerged my head just a moment ago, that was intense. Although when I came up, it's so refreshing. Like, I can't even describe for you what it's like. Now, I know some of you guys are watching this and going, yeah, good for you, Jimmy. I'm glad that you can handle that cold, but I can't do it. Look, I think we psych ourselves out. Somebody, when I wrote my post today about cold thermogenesis, said, well, I tried it and I went 6 seconds and it was just too much. I'm like, 6 seconds? You haven't even started yet. What do you mean 6 seconds? So if you're one of those people reticent to doing an ice bath, give it another try and start, like Sharon or somebody was saying earlier, start slow. If you have to start with lukewarm water and then slowly work your way down in the temperature of your shower water, do that and get used to that. Then if you're ready to take the jump, go ahead and jump into an ice bath. And just see how you do. Like, what's the worst thing that happens? You get in there, you start shivering. Now, here's the thing, too. People start shivering and they think their body's in crisis. Shivering is normal. You're going to shiver. That's part of the benefit that comes from this. And so, let yourself shiver. But I promise you, you will not shiver long. Because you see me, I'm able to stay very clear in my voice, even in 40-something degree temperature water. Now, keep in mind, the longer I stay in here, my body temperature is probably heating it up somewhat. So maybe by the end of like an hour or whatever, it could be like in the low 50s by that point. But it's still giving you all the benefits that you're looking for. Sharon says, I'm going to try to shower that way. Yeah, try it, Sharon. I mean, the worst case scenario is, all right, all you can tolerate today is lukewarm. Next time, push for a little colder, a little colder, a little colder. Oh, and I'm going to let you know, when it gets cold wherever you are during the winter time, that basically is ice water. So depending on where you live, if you live in a very cold climate, that water temperature in your pipes of your shower, that's going to be pretty close to what I'm dealing with right now. So take advantage of that in the winter. I know my friend Maria Emmerich actually takes advantage of she's got an outdoor like ice bath thing that she does, and she'll get in there in the winter and do it out there, and you get natural ice that way. Lady Lixel says, after you mentioned the vibration plate and all of its benefits, I remember that I had one that's been buried in the basement. Now I'm using it. Good. Yes, vibration plates, cold thermogenesis, all of this stuff is just so cool to do. My friend Kim says, you are a unicorn. No, I'm not. There are a lot of people that love ice baths, Miss Kim. Healthy Mission Wellness says, cool stuff, Jimmy. How long are you going to stay in? So the first 3 days of the challenge, I'm on day 4 now. The first 3 days of the challenge, I stayed in 60 minutes. All 3 days. So I don't know if I'm going to stay on live with you guys for 60 minutes, but I will likely push this all the way as far as I can which is, like I said, usually been about an hour. I love it. Stacy says, what's your opinion on cryotherapy places? I do 3 minutes and get down to 45 degrees. Love it. Yes, I love cryotherapy. My friend Christina Hess was just in one a few days ago, and she told me yesterday that she was going to go back today. And so cryotherapy is this chamber, for those of you that haven't seen it before, that you walk into and you wear gloves because you'll get freezer burn if you touch some of this stuff. And so, and then it's like this little chamber that then closes and your head pops up out of it, but all inside you're getting all kinds of cold thrust on your body. And so, yes, that is another form of cold thermogenesis. And I've been wanting to do cryotherapy. I think I would probably stay in a long time in cryotherapy. I love it. That's really cool. Amazing. You're doing all this. Very inspirational. Thank you, Healthy Mission Wellness. I'm trying, as I said, with this stay batical to 50 from the very start. I'm not worried about weight loss. Don't really care. I'm not worried about like any kind of blood markers because they're going to get better. Like if you do good things for your body, I'm going to come on up because my neck is starting to hurt. That way I can get my legs back below the water again. If you're doing good things for your body, vis-a-vis all these things I'm doing, and it's a crap load of things I'm doing, like vibration plate, infrared sauna, 2 60-minute walks a day, red light therapy, grounding with sunshine exposure, meditation, ice bath, you name it. Like all of those things, how do you not see health improvements from that? And I'm testing the theory, how do you not see body composition change from that? And for me, like I've been frustrated because I've been eating carnivore and the body isn't changing. And I know a lot of you guys relate with that. That's why a lot of you have been so supportive. You're looking to me to say, all right, Jimmy, did you figure it out? Have you figured out this weight stuck thing? Because I'm right there with you. And I'm testing it, guys. Which, by the way, I haven't announced this, but I've been taking pictures every day of the challenge. And I'm just holding them for now. So every single day, taking a picture. I'm stealing this from the 75 Hard program. Andy Frisella, my friend Brittany, is almost in day 50 of doing 75. And so she said, yeah, one of the things he said to do was to take pictures of yourself. Ostensibly so you could see the changes even if there's not weight loss, which, by the way, I'm not stepping on a scale. I did at the very beginning just to know where I started, and I'll probably do it at the very end just to know where I ended, but I don't really care what that number is. It'll be obvious from the body composition changes that I've lost weight if I do. Dill Pick says, how often are you resistance training? So that was what the tractor tire was supposed to be starting on Wednesday. So on the days that I eat, which is the odd days, I'm on the 4th day, so I'm on an even day, I'm fasting today. On the odd days was the days I was supposed to be flipping the tractor tire, 200-pound tractor tire. On Monday, before the challenge started, I decided to do a test of that, and I did 4 rounds of 10 flips. I've flipped that tire many times. Not once have I ever injured myself doing that. Apparently I injured myself doing that because Tuesday I woke up and I was in pretty bad pain in my lower left-hand side of my back. And so Wednesday, the day I was supposed to start, I was in such pain. There's no way I was going to flip that tire. And then again, yesterday I was also supposed to flip the tire. Couldn't do it then either. And it turns out, I went to see a chiropractor yesterday, my back was thrown out. So they were able to get me back into place, and I have had 2 adjustments now. Still very tender in that lower left-hand corner, but I'm feeling better. Probably from the time I went in there to today, I'm about 80% better. Now, it still hurts, and it's still got that kind of tightness in there, but it's not that overwhelming, about ready to cry. I was limping through my walks. It was that bad. And so I needed to I needed to get the adjustments. And so I'm going every day. I'm going back tomorrow. Monday, they're off for the holiday. But then the rest of the week, I'm going to go every day until I'm out of pain, until I'm out of stiffness. Now today, or yesterday when she adjusted me, it was so tight. She adjusted and my God, I thought I was going to scream. I was in such pain. And so it was really bad. And I could barely get up off the chiropractor table. Today, she adjusted me and there was only one adjustment she did where it was a little bit of pain. All the rest of them I did pretty well. And I love chiro. I've done chiropractic for decades. And so I love it, but I've never been in pain from it. And then today, I did not need her help to get up off of the chiropractic table. So that was cool. I have enjoyed that and it's been nice. And like I said, I have her on basically for the duration of this entire experiment to make sure I stay in alignment. Thank you, Stacy, for buying a badge. Again, you guys, if you want to support my work, there's a cool thing Instagram does when you go live. They let you support the people you follow by buying a badge. And I think it's like $1 option, $3 option, $5 option. But down there, you'll be able to see where you can buy a badge. And that does help support me. But thank you for the question. Healthy Mission says, I think dairy is my issue. Way too much cheese. Yeah, I'm allowing dairy in this 100-day challenge. Because I want it to be pleasurable to get through this challenge. But look, if I get to the end of 100 days and maybe there's some lack of results, that'll probably be one of the first things that I'll do as well, is shift over from allowing it to not allowing it. Look, that's what this whole thing is about, of doing tests, pushing your body, pushing yourself to try new things just to see how you do. By the way, my legs, now having been under this water for a little while, they're actually hot now. It's kind of cool. It's the wickedest thing. And and I just put my hand, which is warm, beneath the water. It's still very cold water. But my legs underneath the water, it feels like the water is like 90, 95. That's incredible. Anyway, but yes, I may at the end of the 100 days adjust and remove the dairy. And I think that's what all of us should be doing, is constantly paying attention. What is our body telling us? And if we get good results doing some change, okay, that's a change you needed to do. Or let's say Healthy Mission Wellness, you remove dairy or you cut down on the amount of cheese that you consume and you see results, or you see no results. That's good information either way. Now, I will tell you a low-carb doctor who wrote the book Protein Power, Dr. Michael Eads. He said in his clinical practice, the two things that keto dieters do, low-carb dieters do, that are their biggest sabotage is they eat too much cheese and they eat too many nuts because they're legal. And so just because they're legal doesn't mean they're unlimited. And so I know even Dr. Westman, Dr. Eric Westman, who co-wrote Keto Clarity with me, he tells his patients no more than about 4 to 6 ounces of cheese, if that. And then nuts is also portioned out. You don't want too much. And it's not that there's something inherently bad with them, but when consumed in excess, it's easy to get too much energy for your body. And they're easy to overconsume. Highly palatable real foods. Bulletproof coconut. I've done a long fast in the past, or you've done a long fast in the past. A long fast? Just this year I did 18 days, but I've done 3 21-day fasts. Yeah, I've fasted quite a bit, my brother. Would you ever consider trying another? Dude, I do them all the time. It's like, in fact, I did it very openly, publicly earlier this year, starting out as a 7-day fast. And when the 7 days was over, I felt so good, I kept going. So go back onto YouTube and you'll be able to see all of those videos that I did from the 18-day fasting experiment. In fact, the first 7 days, I posted a ton of videos from Clubhouse. I was on Clubhouse Dr. Caitlin was with me. I had several experts on with me answering questions. And I did one marathon session of the Live and La Vida Low Carb Show where I aired all of those back to back to back. All the videos were like 2 hours long. So that podcast was about 14 hours long. Go check it out on llvlc.com. But yeah, dude, I'm all over fasting. I've done it many a times, and fasting is not my issue. I've never gotten past 2 days, but many claims it's easy after 3, 4. Yeah, it is. I'm one of those people. So I don't know why my nose is suddenly itching. It can't be the cold that's making my nose itch. Stacy says, appreciate you taking us on this journey. Yes. Look, when I decided to do this, I'm turning 50 in December, and so Staybatical to 50 is kind of me doing something leading up to my 50th birthday. And I was like, no, I can't just do it and not say anything. I need to make it public for a lot of reasons. Look, I know I'm the punching bag of the keto haters. They're like, oh, look at Jimmy Moore. And I've seen it like out on Twitter and different places. If keto is so great, why Jimmy Moore? And like, is there no other person that struggles? I guess maybe not as public as I am. Because a lot of people, when you go public and then you gain back some weight that they don't expect you to, they go away. They just go and hide. I have never hidden. I have stood around and stayed around because I think it's better as a teachable moment to tell people about struggles. Now, does it bring on a lot of hate? You bet it does. I get a ton of it. But my purpose in going public is, okay, haters, you think I'm not doing anything. Watch this. And look, I might even get to the end of this 100 days and I might not see huge results, which again is a good thing. I can't imagine why I wouldn't, but I also couldn't imagine why I wasn't with just eating carnivore for the last 3.5 years. And yet here we are. Now, I will give the caveat, and I know people don't like to hear this, but I will give the caveat. Stress will wreck you no matter how good you eat, no matter how much you exercise. Stress will wreck your body. And the last 2 years, up until just a couple months ago, was one of the most tumultuous times in my entire life. And I can't talk about the details of it, but just trust me, it was some of the worst things that I've been through from a mental standpoint and the stress that all of that brought on. Not saying that's my excuse. I'm saying that is a reason why some people might be struggling. So take that to heart, that maybe in your life you feel like you're doing everything right, and you are, and yet you're going through things that people don't know about. You're not alone. You're not alone. I'm right there with you. And I wish I could talk about some of the things, but I can't. I'm not gonna. It's not cool. So that's that. I didn't know about the fasting. Well, Bulletproof Coconut, welcome. Go check it out. Yeah, if you type a keyword into YouTube, Jimmy Moore's 7-day fasting challenge, you should find all of those videos. I think it was like April when I did that. But yeah, March or April, I forget exactly when I started. And then I did a recap of what the 18 days was like. But go get my book, The Complete Guide to Fasting. I wrote a whole book about it with Dr. Jason Fung, all about fasting. And that's what kind of got me doing longer fasts, was in preparation for writing that book. Kat says, let's do another extended fast. Do it, Kat, do it. Right now, I've got 100 days of every other day fasting. And so I got to get through this first. But yes, the Kat is one of my super fasters. She is a medical doctor, actually, and does a lot of fasts on her own. Stacy says, I ran a marathon during a 21-day fast, and it was my fastest time finishing. People don't value what you're doing for your body when you're fasting. And then you add fasting with some biohacks like what I'm doing during this Staybatical to 50. It's magical. Like it just, in symbiosis, all of those stacked biohacks, they do incredible things for you. And so I'm anxious to see what they're going to do for me. Healthy Mission Wellness, keto haters don't matter. You do you. Life's too short to give the power. No, no, no. Girl, I've been at this 17 years. If haters were going to ruin me, I would have already been ruined. Haters, they don't bother me anymore. I actually have flipped the script on them. Because as much hate as I get, I always wonder, what's going on in their life that makes them lash out at a complete stranger? I'll give you an example. Just today, on YouTube, this guy commented on my day 1 of the sabbatical to 50, where I was walking on my second walk on day 1. And I talked to you guys on Instagram. So I posted it up on YouTube. And so he's like, well, I have a comment, but you're too prideful to hear what it is because you don't want to hear the truth. Okay. I write back, I said, well, if you have something you'd like to share, I'm all ears. What you got? Writes back, oh, no. I've seen you. You're just not going to be very receptive to it. It's going to challenge you and what you believe and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, damn it, dude, just tell me what it is. I promise you I won't get upset. I just need to know what it is so we can have a conversation. And then he came back one more time. Well, it's just something you believe that's just so dead wrong. And I just know you can't take it. So I'm not even going to bother. I'm like, what do I do with that? Like, I'm giving you every opportunity to tell me what your issue is. And I'm trying to have a conversation with the person because I'm all about conversations. I'm very open to talking to anybody. And I'm not offended if you disagree with me. And obviously this guy did. I have no idea what kind of belief I have that he says I wouldn't be able to handle if he challenged me on it. So anyway, at that point I was like, okay, well, if you ever decide to share, please share. I'm not afraid to hear what you have to say. Welcome to my world, you guys. Bulletproof coconut. Yes, I have the complete guide to fasting. Wait a minute. You have the complete guide to fasting and you wondered if I ever did a long fast before? Apparently you did not read the part in there where I'm telling my story where I've done 21-day fasting. So, caught you. So yes, if you came in way late and you're like, what is Jimmy doing with a tile background? Yes, I am sitting in my bathtub and I am submerged in very cold water. It's still very, very cold water. But my legs have been underneath the water for a good while. Probably was about 40 something minutes now. And I don't feel cold. I'm totally warm there. And yeah. In fact, my upper body, which I submerged below the water, and then came back up, it's actually kind of tingly warm as well. I think because I still have a little bit more to go, I'm going to go back down in the water one more time just to get that. Now my butt is numb now, so I've been underneath the water. The butt stayed underneath the water the whole time. So my butt is super numb right now, which by the way, it's where my lower left-hand side back, which hurts, has been. So it's been below the cold water the whole time as well. So try to gracefully do this. So it's not so bad. Once you've been below, you can just go right back into it. And trust me, it is still very cold water. I didn't realize you've done so many ever take ketone salts. Ketone salts, don't waste your money, honestly. Exogenous ketones, yeah, they have specific uses, and I've talked about that many times in my work for various reasons, but for the everyday person, no, you don't need beta-hydroxybutyrate salts. Just eat salt and eat low carb, high fat, and you get all the ketones you need. You don't need exogenous ketones if you're making plenty endogenously. Courtney says, is this still effective if you can't submerge the whole body? My tub is tiny too. Courtney, you do what I'm doing. I'm 6'3" in a 4-foot tub. So yes, do the best you can is what I would say. Start with your legs and then slide down like I'm doing And yeah, that's what you do. I think I'm going to submerge my head one more time, but I've got to go a little bit lower, which requires my butt to almost be at the spout. That's how small this tub is. It's a bitch. All right, here we go. Ooh, one more time. That's hard because the water won't let me go all the way down. All right. Get the hair straight a little bit. Ah. That feels good. Stacy, have you done the oats test thing yet? Is that a food sensitivity test? I think you've mentioned it in a prior IG live. So, yes, I did do the oats test. It's as simple as peeing in a cup. And organic acids test is what it is. So no, it's not a food sensitivity test. I will share more about that soon. I am working with my friend, Kelly Troop, who is the Real Food Rebel here on Instagram. She's the one that's going to help me analyze that. But no, it helps you determine like your gut health, and some other things. So as soon as I get those results back, maybe what I'll do is go on an Instagram live with Kelly and we could talk about it in real time, all about the oats test. But yes, I sent it off. I don't know how long it takes to process all the everything with that, but we'll find out some stuff soon. Courtney says, I'm dying laughing. I love how transparent you are. It's, yeah, I don't know any other way, Courtney, to be honest. But yes, 45 minutes I have been in this ice bath, you guys, and I am loving it. I love the cold. And again, sticking my hand in there, it is still extremely cold. Easily in the 40s still. LNY Guard says, I did the oats test, very enlightening. Yes, I'm looking forward to my results. My friend Kelly, who does nutrition counseling, she suspects that I have some issues in this area. And so there are specific things you can do, protocols for repopulating the gut, if it is a gut health issue. Anyway, we'll find out, and I'll definitely talk all about it once I get those results back. But cold thermogenesis, you guys. Hopefully I'm demystifying it a little bit, that it's not this big bad wolf you should be afraid of. Definitely embrace it. I love it. I could literally be in cold water indefinitely, because my body does well in the cold. So when I get the Morozco Forge, which is this big ice tank, it's 6 foot long, I'll be able to get my whole body in that and submerge my body. And yes, my head too. And we'll see what happens when I get that. I'm really excited. The company's like, we're building it as fast as we can. I said, no, just build it. And when it comes, it comes. So hopefully by the end of the month, you will see me not in my bathtub anymore, but out in the Morozco Forge. All right, guys, let me pop off of here for now. Thank you so much for watching me in my bathtub. It's officially the weirdest Instagram live I've ever done. I'm trying to think, did I do anything weirder than being in my bathtub? Hey, at least I'm clothed. That would have been weird. I would not do that, by the way. All right, guys, let me pop off of here for now. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.